Not everything that breaks you is meant to destroy you. I'm Christy. Welcome to the unraveling.
Hello, beautiful soul. I am Christy. If you're new here, hello and welcome. And to my returning family, I am so glad you're back with me week after week, heart to heart, as we walk this journey together. Short disclaimer, when I speak of divine feminine and divine masculine, I'm referring to energetic principles and not gender. We carry both within us, no matter our identity or expression. So today, I would like to talk about something that I think confuses many people on this journey. The difference between intuition and attachment. Because sometimes they can feel very similar emotionally, especially when a connection is intense. You feel pulled towards someone, you think about them constantly, you feel emotional shifts strongly, you sense energy changes, and it can become very difficult to tell, is this my intuition, or is this fear, attachment, longing, or nervous system activation? And honestly, I think many people struggle with this more than they admit, because when emotions are intense, clarity can become blurry, especially if the nervous system is activated. And I think intuition often is misunderstood as something dramatic, urgent, or emotionally consuming. But true intuition feels much quieter than that, more grounded. It feels more neutral, more stable. It doesn't usually scream. Fear screams. Attachment scream. Intuition tends to gently know. That's a very different energy. And one of the biggest signs that we may be operating from attachment rather than intuition is urgency. The feeling that something must happen immediately. You need reassurance right now. You need answers right now. You need movement right now. Attachment fears uncertainty. It wants control. It wants relief. And when we become emotionally attached to outcomes, the mind starts searching constantly for certainty, signs, messages, validation, confirmation, not because you're crazy, but because the nervous system is trying to feel safe. I also think many sensitive people accidentally mistake emotional intensity for intuitive truth. And sometimes what we call intuition is actually anxiety mixed with emotional focus, especially when someone occupies a huge amount of mental and emotional space. Because naturally, if your mind is focused on someone's constantly, you will notice everything connected to them more intensely. That doesn't mean your experiences aren't real. It simply means discernment matters too. And honestly, I think discernment is one of the deepest lessons on this journey, because true intuition does not usually pull us away from ourselves. It doesn't create emotional chaos every single day. It doesn't demand obsession. Real intuition often brings clarity even when emotions are present. There's steadiness to it, a softness, even when it's uncomfortable. Attachment, on the other hand, often feels emotionally consuming. You overanalyze everything, you monitor every shift, you seek reassurance constantly. Your emotional state rises and falls depending on external movement. And eventually it becomes exhausting. That's why nervous system regulation matters so much. Because the more dysregulated we are emotionally, the harder it becomes to distinguish intuition from fear. Everything feels amplified. Everything feels urgent. Everything feels emotionally loaded. But as we become more grounded, something shifts. We stop reacting to every emotional wave as absolute truth. We begin observing ourselves more clearly. And I think one of the most healing questions we can ask ourselves is this: does this feeling bring me back to myself or pull me further away from myself? That question changes a lot because intuition often reconnects us to truth. Attachment often disconnects us from stability. And I think many people are learning now that healing is not about becoming emotionally numb. It is about developing enough inner grounding to recognize what is fear, what is longing, what is intuition, and what is unresolved emotional survival. And that takes time. And I also think many people become much gentler with themselves once they realize how intertwined emotions, nervous system activation, attachment, and intuition can become, especially during deeply activating experiences. So if you have struggled to tell the difference sometimes, you're not alone. I think many of us are learning discernment one emotional wave at a time. If you're still here, I want to thank you for spending time with me. If this resonates with you, feel free to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. I love hearing from you. And until next time, dear one, stay open, stay soft, and stay sovereign. I will talk to you all tomorrow. I love you all so, so, so much. You have a beautiful day. Take care now.
You're not here by accident. You're so new. We'll meet again right here between the lines.